Don't tell me that I never should have said a single word.
Hey, what's up? I'm here, Jordan.
Cause you know I never meant to cause the pain that we both have fallen victim to.
I was really young when I first got into music, like really young. My parents made me take piano lessons when I was little, like 5 or 6, maybe. I don't even know. But I didn't like it, and so I eventually quit. But then later, I started playing music again because I wanted to. That time, not because I had to.
I think I probably just got framed. Now I'm the bad guy.
Okay, so these next two questions, the first bands I was into and my influences, I'll kind of just group this into one. Alright, so like, I was really influenced by bands that were not that great because I had a lot of low self-esteem and low self-confidence in the beginning. And so when I saw someone who was successful and like making a living doing music and they were not that great in my eyes, to me that was like, wow, if they can do it, then I can do it, Like I saw that it didn't take much. You just had to be good. You didn't have to be a legend or amazing or anything. You could just be good and make a living at it. And so that was really inspirational to me, and it made me just be like, okay, I can do this, and I'd go for it. I listened to a lot of weird off-the-wall bands, did new things, like Broken Tide was a big one, with the whole crunkcore thing, because it hadn't really been done before. And as far as like a live band, I used to go to concerts all the time, and I would go to like a concert every weekend, sometimes every Friday and every Saturday, because there were so many shows in my area. The local music scene was really awesome, and there was lots of concerts and bands on tour. Not huge shows, just like mid-level bands or smaller bands who were just big enough to tour. Not anything huge. Usually when they got huge, I never saw them after that. But so I saw a lot of concerts and a lot of bands, like mid-level bands who were good, but after a while it was like, okay, I kind of became not as impressed when I would see a band play. Part of that is because I would see a really good band once in a while, and they would be so good that it made all the other bands just look mediocre. Like, for example, the Devil Wears Prada. I saw them because I'm from Indiana and they're from Ohio, so it's like we're neighboring states, and they would play here sometimes, like on the weekends, before they were signed or anything. And I saw them one time before they were signed, and they were just amazing. It was probably like the best live show I've ever seen. Still, I can't think of any other band that put on a better live show than the Devil Wears Prada. And this was before they were signed, and it was just so good. They were like throwing their instruments, like doing crazy stuff, and it was just amazing. And it wasn't even a big show. It was like a small show, and it was nuts. The crowd wasn't nuts, but they were. And I was just like, holy cow, this is amazing. And of course they got signed and they blew up, or they, whatever. But I saw them a few times after that. But they were legit. They put on a good show. And so when I would see other bands play, it was like, they're definitely not as good as the Devil Wears Prada. And so I became not as impressed with live shows. And so when I started doing music, I wanted to be like them, to where when people saw me perform, it would be like, whoa, I've never seen anything like this. And so that's what I tried to do with my band Crazy Crazy Awesome Awesome. When we did our first tour, we had like a really awesome live show planned out, not with props and lighting and explosions or anything like that. Just us, two of us on stage doing cool stuff that was entertaining. That's what the Devil Wears Prada did. They didn't have any like lights or explosions or anything, but they had a really powerful stage presence, and that's what I wanted. And so that was a really big focus for us when we got started, and it worked. We had a really memorable live show. People always wanted to buy our merch. It was good. It was really good.
Saw this coming ever since the day you spoke my name.
Honestly, I don't even know. I can't even remember. I mean, I write so many songs that it's like, that one just happened. But I do remember I spent an abnormal amount of time on that one. I write a lot of songs. A lot of them never see the light of day. But that one I remember I spent like a whole week on for some reason. I knew that I wanted to I wanted to still play the piano and it'd be like a piano based song, kind of. I was like trying to write a piano EP, but I got really bored like 3 songs in, and so I was like, screw this, I want to do like more upbeat stuff. So I was trying to like fuse the two with that song, kind of like to bridge the gap between going from just piano music into like, I guess it was rapping or whatever, as a solo artist. It seemed like a really cool thing to do. It was fun music, and I don't know, it just fit. It's what I wanted to do. It's what we wanted to do. I love that kind of music, and so we just did it. That's all there was to it. It wasn't like trying to be different. It wasn't trying to be crunkcore or meet a certain type of need, really. Just that's what we wanted to do, and so we did it.
I was fully committed, you were on the fence, bled me out.
No. I'm doing solo music, and Victoria is also doing solo music, and we'll do songs together and stuff, but I don't know if we're ever gonna do anything else with Crazy Crazy Awesome Awesome, but we'll see. Okay, so Crazy Crazy Awesome Awesome has an album, full length, on Spotify and on iTunes and every other digital media outlet, and you know, that's gonna stay up. But my Hair Jordan stuff right now, it's just on SoundCloud and YouTube. I'm almost done working on my first EP solo, the Hair Jordan, and it's gonna be on Spotify and iTunes everywhere, but it's just not yet, but it's coming. And there's gonna be some really cool appearances on the EP, as well as in some of the music videos I'm planning. It's really cool. Like, I always just wanted to do music and make videos with my friends. That's kind of, you know, and that's what I get to do now. And I have cool friends who also love doing videos and doing music, and so it's a lot of fun. And I'm really looking forward to releasing this first EP and then releasing more. Like I said, I write a lot of songs, so like I've got enough to put out 2 albums right now, but I'm just releasing an EP for the moment, and then just kind of let that sink in before I release. I don't want to just dump off all these songs. A lot of them I don't release because they're just average. I want stuff to be really good.
What is how it played out? I'm the bad guy now. Instead of living with you, I'm just dealing with.
What the heck is balance? Yeah, for real, I don't think there is balance. It's kind of, I do things in batches, because just a couple months ago, 3 or 4 months ago, I was working 2 jobs and doing YouTube on the side because I wasn't making any money from it. So it was like one day a week I would sit down, I had like a 4-hour block of time, and I would film like 3 or 4 videos, and that would be my videos for the week. I only did it once a week because that's all the time I had. And as far as music, it was just, if I ever had time to work on music, I would, but working 2 jobs, I didn't have a lot of time, so there wasn't really a lot of balance. And then I saved up money, and so I could travel, and I started traveling. I toured with Social Repose for like a month, and then after that I flew out to LA for a few days, and I went out, just rode along on a tour with Whitney Payton, and you know, just meeting people, meeting other YouTubers, making videos with people, and you know, just meeting people who do music, who do videos. And it was totally unbalanced, you know, especially traveling. You don't get to sleep every night in your own bed, or even in a bed at all. You might sleep on the floor, you might sleep in a car, or you might pull an all-nighter, and it sucks. That is not balanced at all, but it's kind of what you have to do. It's kind of like doing things in batches. Okay, for this month and a half, I'm just gonna travel. I'm just gonna make a bunch of videos. I had the money saved up, so my bills were paid in advance, and just make videos like constantly. One day I went to LA one day. stayed up for 30 hours straight. I filmed 14 videos in one day with other YouTubers. It was crazy. 7 of them went on my channel and 7 of them went on the other people's channels. It was nuts. One day. That's not a balanced life, but it's effective. Do things. Now I don't do that every day, obviously, but I do things in batches, different stages, different phases of life. And before I was traveling, it was totally different because I was working 2 jobs like crazy, trying to save up enough money so I could travel. Totally different phase of life. So there's not really balance at all. It's just goes from one thing to the next. Each chapter is totally different than the last. I don't really know what to expect, but you just do your best and you try to learn as much as you can. And yeah, that's about it. And I'm super excited for the future. Now I'm at a point where doing YouTube actually pays my rent. It buys my food, it pays my bills, where I wasn't at this point 3 or 4 months ago. And it's crazy. And so now I can focus more on the music side of things, which is where my passion really is. I love making videos, but I also love music, and I had to go away for a little bit because I was working so much to make YouTube a pillar in my life. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully I answered things in a way that makes sense. I think I probably just got framed. I don't really know what I'm supposed to talk about, but thanks for the interview. I really appreciate it. Bye.